Are you beautiful?
Yes, I am beautiful.
In 2009, TLC adds a new gem to their reality TV crown: Toddlers and Tiaras.
Little kids with wigs and eyelashes and makeup and spray tans.
It hurts.
You know, dripping in rhinestones. It's outrageous.
It had humor, it had a little bit of drama, kind of that whole recipe for a successful reality show.
We were very excited that there was going to be a major show featuring pageants and showing the pageant world.
In TLC's altered reality, it's pageants on steroids.
Oh my gosh.
It ain't all about just her.
Yes, it is on Boobo Town.
Oh, no, it's not.
Toddlers and Tiaras really amped up the pageant world.
Here comes Pretty Woman, Paisley.
The parents seemed to really go out big trying to get the attention of producers.
You don't know anything about me, but you're about to know.
She told me I had a fat ass, and I told her to turn around. She'd find hers too.
You'd watch another episode and you'd think, holy cow, these people are insane. Don't forget to smoke.
But there's more to the show than Moms in Meltdown.
Just felt like they just, was following her and just videoing everything that she would put in her mouth.
Do you know how many calories is in them things?
The comments were getting crazier and crazier. Comments from grown men. I really started to step back.
You're going to tell me that pageantry normalizes the sexualization of children? No, the world sexualizes children.
Some executives sat in a room and thought this was a good idea.
TLC used us.
I would call it child objectification.
For some, the long-term consequences are devastating.
Even to this day, I struggle with my relationship with food. The whole world watched me eat.
Eating disorders, depression, anxiety disorders. That is a mental health nightmare.
If TLC really had the best interest of children in mind, then they should take down this footage.
Asking a viewer to regard them as nothing but a piece of meat? Would you think that was funny?
She's doing awful.
Child pageants are a big deal. Every weekend, thousands of little girls and their moms descend in hotel conference rooms across America to compete on a pageant circuit worth $5 billion.
The world of pageants, it's visual, it's out there, it's seeing these little kids all dolled up, made to look like they're older than what they appear.
Her future plans is to do whatever God has planned for her.
Again, we give you the old Hollywood glam, the elaborate outfits, sequins, rhinestones, the makeup, the whole bit.
Shaky, shaky.
In 2009, all that glam comes to the attention of TLC. Formerly the Learning Channel, the network is now hard-focused on reality and decides to give child pageants their very own show.
I'm Jack Tarantino. I was the former vice president of production at TLC from 2014 to 2018. Toddlers and Tiaras really spotlights that subculture of the pageant world. These families that put it all on the line.
Unlike other reality shows that are entirely manufactured, Toddlers and Tiaras takes more of an old-school documentary approach. The cameras follow the kids at real-world pageants as they doll up and perform for a panel of judges who rank them on physical appearance, talent, and stage presence.
The judges are looking for gorgeous gowns, beautiful hair, classy updos, real sophisticated and elegance.
And there would be winners, and there would also be losers.
Everybody does not go home a winner, but you do try to soften the blow for them a little bit by making sure that we give every single contestant a trophy. The most special title is the Ultimate Grand Supreme.
Bea Flores!
You definitely want to win that title.
It's the second highest title in the entire pageant.
They get a 6-foot trophy, huge teddy bear, lots of money.
Mama, can I buy a cow?
You can buy a cow.
I get a cat, I get a cat, I get a cat.
It had humor, it had a little bit of drama, kind of that whole recipe for a successful reality show.
I look good.
You give it all you got.
Are y'all gonna have fun? Who's gonna win this pageant? That's right.
Toddlers and Tiaras premieres Tuesday at 10, part of the all-new Tuesdays on TLC.
Year one is a smashing success. Over 1 million viewers are drawn in by the unfiltered drama of these precocious toddlers and their doting moms. And TLC has no trouble
Which one's your favorite?
finding new families that are keen to take part.
I guess it's almost like a 15 minutes of fame, especially to someone who lives in a small community. And I'd seen some of the shows, and I really felt like that it would be a fun thing to try. My name's Kayla Sims, and my daughter, Everrose, was a contestant on one of the Toddlers and Tiaras episodes.
I thought I was going to be famous. I thought I was fixing to be the Miley Cyrus. Meeting all the people that came to my house, they were following me around. I felt like that girl. My name is Everrose Minor, and when I was 7, I was a beauty contestant on Toddlers and Tiaras.
It was the talk of the town. I mean, you don't every day have people coming to little bitty Crossett, Arkansas to film your family. So we were excited about getting to go on.
My pageant is very competitive this weekend. We've got some great girls coming. I don't know much about Everrose. She's an adorable little girl, and we can't wait to see her compete this weekend.
Every episode features 3 girls just like Everrose who can't wait to show off their pageant skills for the camera.
I remember on my episode, we started at like 5 or 6 in the morning.
Touch it. We don't touch our face, you know that.
My mom would wake me up and she would roll my hair. Well, then I'd go to my makeup artist. It's just the longest process.
Everrose likes to get her hair done. She likes to get the makeup on. It makes her have confidence in herself. Your makeup looks fabulous. Let me see.
It was just mainly, I get to look pretty this weekend. I can't wait.
Now please welcome contestant 113, Everrose. Ever has dark brown hair, brown eyes, and her hobbies include singing, cheerleading, and doing pageants.
Pretty smile! I think every little girl likes to dress up and look like a princess, so it was always exciting for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is contestant 113, Everrose.
While it's all smiles, glitz, and glamour for the judges, backstage, the cameras are capturing a different vibe.
Well, you would sit up like a big girl and quit being such a bratty little baby.
I guess it's like dress up. I didn't play with dolls when I was a little girl, so now I have my own, like real life baby dolls.
They loved getting dressed up. They loved to go to the pageant. They would say, I want to go to the pageant, Mommy. You probably like your job. But on that day that you have something really exciting to do and you have to get up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, you don't like that part of it. I would play with them and try to make it fun, but at the end of the day, I'm the boss. My name is Kelly Lyerly. My daughters, the Tiara twins, were featured on Toddlers and Tiaras. The girls are both celebrities. We have spent a ton of money on pageant stuff. They have a tour bus. They have Carl the bodyguard.
My name is Carl.
4-year-olds have a little less ability to regulate emotions. Sometimes it was an off day.
Kelly and her Tiara twins are exactly what TLC is looking for.
At one of the shows that they filmed, Alessandra is going on stage with a sheep, and Giovanna is going on stage with a turkey.
Come on.
You know, when you're 4, you get to change your mind. But we signed up for this, so you're going to get up there, and the good, the bad, and the ugly, whatever it is what it is, but we're going to do it.
The thing about TLC is it was all about authenticity. Why kids work on television, they're unfiltered. They're unaware.
Are you beautiful?
Yes, I am beautiful.
They are who they are.
Would you like to have a tea party?
They act the way they act.
Come on, go, let's go.
Good, bad, or ugly.
Get away from me!
We have 1 minute. Thank you. Back up. Back up. You too, please, back up.
Give me some toys.
I don't think pageants are for everybody. There are some ugly children here. Those parents should spare those children and have those children doing things like playing checkers, because that child is not cute.
Excuse me.
Oh, we're in her way.
Yeah.
Very soon, the producers realized the stars of the show aren't the kids. It's also the moms and their mama drama.
Their whole lives were about putting their child in these pageants, right? I think it was all through the mother's eyes. Those were the moms that made the show interesting. You know, a lot of these moms,
Giovanna.
they believe that their daughters should be crowned the winner.
The environment backstage before competition is always going to be competitive because it is a competition.
There's poop! There's poop! Be careful!
The moms seem ready to explode at any moment, and Toddlers and Tiaras is there to capture it.
Poop or something!
In the back, I'm dealing with like a whole slew of psycho pageant moms.
You know, there was a mom back there that was trying to get her kid on TV.
Kelly and her husband have these goats, and they pooped all over the dressing room.
It was kind of tense because at this point, Toddlers and Tiaras was trying to pitch this as a team against team.
Come on. I mean, it's pellets. Somebody can sweep that up. They can keep their circus on the other side of the ballroom because I don't give two about those crazy pageant moms.
This lady that has this goat will not clean up her poop. She told us to deal with it.
I'm not scared of anybody or anything. Y'all don't know me.
Yeah. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
For what?
Animal did this on the floor, and the hotel staff is cleaning it up.
I don't know that my animal did that on the floor.
Are you kidding me right now?
I don't like for people to raise their voice in front of my children, and I puff up and get all 6 shades of crazy when people act like that in front of my kids.
You should be very ashamed of yourself and teaching your kids this, because that is not how
You're not my mama, ma'am. And
You want me and you to go outside right now? Should we go outside? And I'll tell you about what I teach my daughter.
If y'all want to go outside, we can handle this like gentlemen, and I'll be fine with that.
You don't know anything about me, but you're about to know.
I'll tell you one thing now, you need to back off.
No, you guys need to back off.
Let's stop up.
We're all in our 40s. Fighting outside is going to solve anything except for someone going to jail.
The conflict and vitriol between the parents is fast making Toddlers and Tiaras one of TLC's most popular shows.
I'm gonna massacre some ignorant person.
Sweetheart, that's why you're standing where you're standing.
Behind her big butt? Because that's ridiculous.
Maybe you didn't look in the mirror, honey, but your ass ain't any smaller than mine.
She told me I had a fat ass, and I told her to turn around. She'd find hers too.
By season 3, an estimated 1.3 million viewers are tuning in every week. It's put child pageants on the map, and the attention is starting to affect the pageant world itself.
Everybody wanted to put their child in a pageant. Everybody. Everything would be big, big props, big rhinestones, beautiful dresses. So the parents seemed to really go out big, trying to get the attention of the TV producers.
Don't forget to smoke.
Toddlers and Tiaras absolutely made pageants much more popular. I absolutely think that when a TV camera is involved, it, exaggerates everything.
This is my show to judge.
And they don't come any more over the top than the show's breakout star, Honey Boo Boo.
Honey Boo Boo's she was interesting to watch. She had funny things to say, and, she's just doing real extraordinary or outrageous kind of things, I guess.
People just loved the dynamic between her and her mom and her sister, and they were real and they were authentic. There was no artifice at all.
But bless her heart, she is for real. They're not acting. And I didn't want people to, think that we were like that. I was raised to be very respectful of people and, not to flaunt everything.
It's snowballed pageantry on a level that is unexplainable.
Oh,
A lot of pageant moms and people know what the special juice is.
Honey Boo Boo made Go-Go Juice popular, which was Red Bull and Mountain Dew.
She just drinks it for pageants to give her that extra umph.
And I would have never given Paisley a Red Bull or Mountain Dew, but did give her the pageant crack, which is the Pixie Sticks.
We have tried the Pixie Sticks, as they call pageant crack. We went through 15 bags of one pageant, and they just don't do anything for her. So whatever works for your child, use it.
Well, the bottom line is straight sugar just gives you instant energy, whereas candy is a lot of other things that, it's going to take time to digest. So straight sugar to get straight energy.
Toddlers and Tiaras is, in my mind, a sad expose of what parents are willing to do to their children for their gratification. I mean, it was a train wreck you couldn't stop watching.
It's this one. Go! Just go! Sorry. Oh, hold on.
It was one of those things where you kept thinking, okay, this is the pinnacle. It cannot get any worse than this. And then you'd watch another episode and you'd think, holy cow.
Faith Micaiah.
What?
Stop.
What?
It's time to practice.
These people are insane.
Biggest challenge is the undiagnosed ADHD. She is a nasty little brat a lot of the times.
Oh, she's doing awful.
The show is attracting hundreds of hopefuls, all looking for their moment in the spotlight.
So we had applied to be on the show, and we really wanted to be one of the featured families they were filming, and there wasn't a lot of interest. So when you are at a pageant that Toddlers and Tiaras is filming, and you're not one of the featured children, you're hoping that you'll somehow get a few minutes or a few seconds of camera time just to be on television. My name is Wendy Dickey, and my daughter Paisley was a beauty pageant contestant on Toddlers and Tiaras. So we found out Toddlers and Tiaras was going to be filming in Georgia, and the pageant was a themed pageant, and it was your favorite celebrity. And I thought, you know what I'm going to do? Paisley's going to be Julia Roberts, and I'm going to put her in this cute little costume, and it's going to be so funny they'll have to show her on TV.
Here comes Pretty Woman. Paisley!
It was the funniest thing you'd ever seen, and they actually filmed one of the judges laughing.
Paisley's barely stepped off stage before she becomes a media sensation, but not for the reason her mom had hoped.
Someone called me and said, "Girl, have you seen Facebook?" And I'm like, "No, what are you talking about?" So I pulled my vehicle over, and I'm shocked. There was someone saying something hurtful, and she was one of the 3 families that were filmed that day.
They dressed Paisley up like Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman as a prostitute. And I would never, ever do that to my little girl, ever.
TMZ came out with an article before the episode ever aired. They're putting Paisley's picture up there, and then all of these other media outlets starts picking up on it. And before I know it, it's all over the world.
How have things been for you since that whole thing kind of blew up?
It's actually been really crazy. I had no idea that it would go that far, that it would be blown that far out of proportion. It was comical. It meant to be comical. The outfit was not sexy. It was tacky and hideous. It was comical. My phone was blowing up with everyone wanting to interview the lady who dressed her 3-year-old daughter as a prostitute.
It was crazy, the amount of backlash that came out of that.
People were trashing me for dressing my daughter as a hooker. They were saying things that should happen to me. People have not been in my home. They don't know how I raise my children. They don't know the values that I instill with my children. They want to base my entire parenthood on the show. I knew what kind of mom I was. I knew what kind of person I was. And to be put in the media in this limelight was beyond devastating.
I think the risk-reward ratio here is really bad. The risk balanced against the reward for putting your children in this television environment, I think it is very risky.
I want to be sexy and I know it when I grow up.
And I've heard a lot of folks say, and isn't that cute?
We're going to put false teeth and a spray tan and a wig and maybe even pad you so that you look like you're 21.
There's something inside my eye that burns, Mommy.
A 4-year-old doesn't know what this means.
Does she look 6 or does she look 16?
I personally find it offensive when people say they look like adults. I don't think that you can make a 4-year-old look like an adult. You're going to tell me that pageantry normalizes the sexualization of children? No, the world sexualizes children. Perverts sexualize children. That is the equivalent of me saying that because you wore a skirt, you asked for it. You deserve to be raped because you had a skirt on, sis. You had a ponytail, you asked for that. That's the equivalent of that.
It is sexualized. I don't care if people say, well, if you think that way, you're the one with the problem. You have a parent there who saw the opportunity to be on television. And that was the motivating factor, not the well-being of her child. If we make it okay as a society to see young girls in a way that they are made into sexual beings, then we are, as a society, opening ourselves up to something pretty dangerous.
Can you show me how you're going to take your skirt off? All right. It does have some sheer in the midriff, but hopefully people will not be calling her prostitute again.
Show her how you're going to throw it. Oh, no, not in the poopy.
Yeah. Treating young girls as nothing but a piece of meat? Would you think that was funny? Oh, God.
For Toddlers and Tiaras, the parents signed off on participation in the show, but those children did not. Bottom line.
And you don't think the pictures that they just showed of your children in hair and makeup for pageants are just as provocative, age difference-wise, that could be put on his website by a man?
That looks like a little girl with her toe popped and her leg outside.
That there?
to me. Sure.
By 2012, Toddlers and Tiaras is getting panned at every turn. But the flack isn't just coming from media outlets.
There are definitely some parents that, I think maybe made a poor choice. I can understand the theatrics of it, portraying a movie character because you want that wow factor on stage.
Devin, you gotta move your belly more than your hips. There you go, Devin, good.
My name is Darcy McHenry. I'm a pageant mom, and my daughter Devin was a contestant on Toddlers and Tiaras. Devin has always been a firecracker. Devin likes attention. Devin likes to be seen. She's very outgoing. She'll talk to anybody. And she just has that performer spirit, and she's just had that since she was itty-bitty. Seeing what parents would, do to make their kids be perfect was not our world.
You gotta bribe them. We have to do beauty. Okay, well then I'm taking the sunglasses back. No. I'm a pageant mom, and I don't care what anyone thinks of me. I'm a pageant mom.
That was not a bridge I was willing to cross. First and foremost, I wanted my child to be a child.
You need a smock first, so can we please put a smock on you?
The way that we feel as a family about pageants is that it's really all just a performing art.
I made sure I never put her in anything that was not what I considered age appropriate. I never put her in an adult costume. Yeah, I think we did it the healthy way.
But for Devin's episode, a hip-hop pageant, producers aren't interested in girly glitz anyway. They're going for shock value. And to get what they want, they set an ultimatum.
I want you to stay super still for me.
I am a face and body artist, and Devin will be body painted as a cheetah.
We had an entire hip-hop routine that was prepared for that pageant.
Can you stop wiggling? Chin up.
So the body painting cheetah routine was actually a jungle wear routine we had from a completely different pageant. But the producers told us, we want the body painting, we want the cheetah routine. You're gonna have to make it work with the hip hop theme. any way you can. If you can't make it work, then you're going to be off the show. It was just absolutely mind-blowing. I was shocked. I mean, here we were invested. My child was counting on it, and we really had to scramble and think hard.
She definitely looks like a bit of an Oompa Loompa now.
Now let's get ready for the next contestant, number 58, Devin.
Normally when you're body painting an adult, you're dealing with G-strings and pasties and the most basic, modest coverings. But when you're body painting on a child, especially my own child that's going to be seen by millions of people, we needed to find some sort of covering, which we went with a nude leotard. It was tough, I'm not going to lie. And it was just to satisfy the producers and allow my child to do what she was counting on doing, and that was being on the show.
The cheetah routine isn't just a hit on TV, it's blowing up online.
Every Toddlers and Tiaras kid had those YouTube clips. No big deal. But this particular cheetah routine really went viral. So we would notice that the YouTube views were exponentially getting higher and higher. We actually have the highest rated Toddlers and Tiaras video clip of all time still.
We used to have to tune in to TLC to watch an episode of Toddlers and Tiaras. Now, this is 24/7, just everywhere.
This is insane. Now you've got several million people who saw it and who can now replay it over and over and over. Their images are now there for perpetuity, and people can view them and use them for whatever.
Producers aren't just pressuring families with their costume choices, they're also actively pushing storylines, no matter if the families agree or not.
I told the producers of the Toddlers and Tiaras show that Everose, a couple weeks beforehand, we would start kind of watching a little more of what we eat, just to prepare yourself to be even more ready to, as we say, rock the stage.
My mom would count my calories, so everything I ate, she would know about it, and she would know how many calories, and I was in a calorie deficit, so I think I would only have like 1,200 calories or whatever it was a day.
I think I was eating too much junk food, like candy bars. I used to eat pizza and macaroni and cheese.
Why are you drinking that? Don't you need something to pep you up?
Hey, that is her fixed.
Do you want Miss Kim to go get you an energy drink?
Do you know how many calories is in them things?
You do really, really want to win, and so I need to watch what I eat, but sometimes I do get hungry.
During the filming, I just noticed that they were following her and just videoing everything that she would put in her mouth.
Look, I want everybody to see this good luck cake we all made for you.
Everose had made a cake to carry out to the camp.
Whenever Rose asks for cake or pie, I always say, okay, well, let's look at what we've eaten today. But you don't want to just be mean and say you can't have it. But we don't eat the whole pie. We get a piece of pie.
Now, Rose, remember, this is your treat for doing good.
She was 7. She was stuffing her mouth, And they really, at that point, I knew that it was going to be heavily about her weight.
Just want to say with pizza, she's been trying so hard, and she's like eating all this stuff.
I really felt like that TLC was trying to stir the drama to make more money off of the show. It's like they were searching for things that, little cues that would make it, I guess, have more views.
I'm pretty sure the only reason they picked me was because they knew, wow, she's 7 and she's on a diet, let me follow her.
And I didn't like that. I didn't.
Bolstered by outrageous storylines and astronomical viewing numbers, Toddlers and Tiaras is now more popular than ever.
I feel like TLC used us, and they used our family to promote the show Toddlers and Tiaras pushed the agenda, and they were really behind some of the negative media. And I even had one of the producers tell me after all of the publicity that they were renewed for another 2 seasons.
Riding high in the ratings, TLC remained steadfastly silent about the controversy raging in the show's wake, leaving the moms to defend themselves.
We filmed Dr. Phil. We were on Anderson Cooper 3 times. It was worldwide. It was global.
What's the line you won't cross? Because this is sort of not acceptable.
Well, first of all, let me explain how this happened. I would defend what I did. I tried to show the whole picture, tried to tell. Some of the outlets were fair and they kind of told my story, but for the most part, it only made it worse.
There's certain things you just don't put out there for people to make judgments on her. And it's not fair that the judgment is on her when it's her mother that's doing it. Let her be the little girl for a little while. Let her make that decision when she gets older. You're feeding her to piranhas, showing that that's what she's willing to do.
I got death threats for a long time. Your children are gonna hate you. You're a terrible mother. You've exploited your children.
It's like a little girl with some makeup on.
You have a Greyhound bus. Just answer the question.
I have 2.
You have 2.
Yeah.
You have your daughter's pictures all across the whole bus.
Well, yeah, if you want to know, I do.
It's about exposing children to the public. You go down the highway
with your
going to pageants
looking like
with
little
Gia
kids.
out.
A rerun will air, and then the Dr. Phil reruns will air, and then it's, you know, when it starts playing back where they are now or whatever, it'll come back again. I recently had death threats again, and this time the person was calling my phone and telling me that they were going to kill me.
Freeing themselves from the aftermath is now close to impossible, as between TLC reruns and the internet, there's no escaping it.
So we started getting private messages on Devin's fan pages. We started getting things like videos sent to us. And that opened us up to getting some pretty creepy correspondences. The comments were getting crazier and crazier. Things like comments from grown men. And, oh my God, look at that sexy thing. And, you know, I can see right through the bodysuit. You know, grown men are going to look at these images and, you know, pleasure themselves, and really horrible things to think about. And the best thing I can do is block these creeps from social media. No, I'm not going to look at your video of you enjoying yourself to the picture of my daughter. I don't need to see that. There were definitely some senses at certain times like, hey, that car drove awfully slow past our house, or, gee, is that car in the driveway turning around? Are they lost, or are they watching us? I really started to step back and be like, oh no, like, gee, maybe I did misstep here. Maybe this is going to haunt us a little bit.
Violence had struck the pageant community before. Shortly after Christmas in 1996, JonBenét Ramsey, a 6-year-old beauty queen, was brutally murdered, a crime that remains unsolved to this day. While some believe Ramsey's death was connected to her being a child pageant star, not everyone agrees.
Well, I actually knew JonBenét. 2 weeks before it might have been a little more than 2 weeks, maybe a month before she died, I saw her at a pageant. And, I mean, she was the prettiest little thing that I'd ever seen. Like, here comes this little blonde-haired, big, beautiful hair and gigantic blue eyes. It was just terribly sad. I do think that that's where some of people's weird thoughts on pageantry and predators come from, though. I do think it absolutely comes from JonBenét.
For Kayla Sims, the fallout hits different, as she's made to see her decisions through the eyes of her daughter.
Everrose and I were real excited about the show airing. She had a mat, her gymnastic mat, always has it drug out. And she was sitting on that watching it. And I mean, right out the chute, you know, the director of the pageant is, you know, talking about what makes, you know, the perfect queen.
You've got to have total package to win this pageant this weekend. When they are a little bit overweight, that's not going to cut it. You don't want to see a chubby child on stage. You have to have the Barbie look.
I didn't finish the episode. I just ran to my room and I cried and I cried and I cried. Them making it look like I ate a whole piece of cake or pie by myself, I mean, that really messed with me, you know what I mean?
I wish that I could go back and redo the Toddlers and Tiaras, because I wouldn't let them, you know, make it look like Ever Rose, you know, is overweight. I wished I would have just said something to the film crew about, you know, let's not concentrate so hard on what my 7-year-old is eating.
I mean, should an 8-year-old be so body conscious and being thinking about losing 10 pounds to get into a dress?
Well, that really wasn't our issue or our goal. It does appear that way. We, at one point in my life, I weighed almost 300 pounds. And I don't tell that to very many people, so I'm telling it to the world right now.
I remember being little and I read the hate comments. Everyone hating on my mom. And even at like, I think 13, I was replying back like, she's not terrible. I think she was just trying to look out for me because she struggled with weight too.
I don't regret putting Ever Rose on a diet at 7. I don't regret teaching her how to handle that in life. I feel like I have given her a tool, because I mean, who wouldn't want to make sure their kids are healthy?
Yes, I did feel pressure to look the part of the winners, which usually was being skinny, and that I was on diets because I knew I had to look a certain way, basically.
If you're taught that your worth comes from your appearance and your beauty, and if you're taught that you have to do things in order to garner praise and their approval, then that's what you go through life doing.
I knew I had a bad relationship with food. It got really bad, just trying to hide it to where no one knew what I was eating. As an adult, I can't eat in front of people because I'm self-conscious about it, because the whole world watched me eat. Even to this day, you know, I struggle with my relationship with food.
The controversy rumbles on, but never reaches TLC. The network never publicly responds to the allegations of producer manipulation and the damage done to the kids.
Treating a person like a consumable object, that is a mental health nightmare.
TLC, whether they want to admit it or not, had an obligation to do what's best for those people who participated, and yet they preyed upon a population that they knew would jump at the chance to be a part.
In 2024, TLC's YouTube channel still features a selection of memorable moments. Pretty Woman, The Cheetah, and Ever Rose dieting are only a click away.
If TLC really had the best interest of children in mind, then they should take down this footage. Will they? Probably not, because they've made and are still making a great amount of money.
Hello again, and welcome back to the Darling Divas Crowning Show.
I'm very nervous for crowning. The competition was extremely fierce.
Despite being put through the media ringer, moms and daughters continue going to pageants, keeping their eyes on the crown. And ultimately, their commitment pays off.
Paisley.
So Paisley won Ultimate Grand Supreme several times over her pageant career, and it felt like winning the lottery.
I'm a superstar. I won today. This is my 50th cream.
When you get into the Supreme titles, that is above and beyond.
Devin!
Go, Devin! All right, Devin!
You're the Supreme winner for the Hip Hop Hollywood Stars.
Do you know what you won that for? Your cheetah routine.
It's a little rush for Mom too. You know, she's just going up there to have a good time, and I mean, she enjoys this. This is fun for her.
Contestant number 43, that's Miss Giovanna.
This is supposed to be for fun. If it's not fun, we don't do it. So don't worry about winning or losing. That's somebody else's opinion. And I don't care what they think.
These are scores. You took my kid out of the competition before she ever got started.
Wow. Wow. You know what? I refuse to even listen and be talked to that way.
Listen, you gave me your opinion, baby. I'm just giving it right back to you.
No,
and you
you
can
paid
keep
me.
this. You can keep that. I gotta get out of here before I punch somebody in the face.
In 2012, trying to capitalize on the success of Toddlers and Tiaras, TLC begins airing a number of spin-offs. The most popular one being Here Comes Honey Boo Boo.
She's the toddler that took the TV world by storm.
$1 makes me holler, honey boo boo.
If you thought she was crazy,
I got that made one.
wait till you meet the rest of her family.
Only on TLC.
But they don't last long. And in September 2013, after 6 seasons and more than 100 episodes, Toddlers and Tiaras is canceled without any fanfare. While it's briefly revived in 2016, it flounders and is finally laid to rest for good.
The reason TLC canceled the show was because people weren't tuning in to the numbers that they normally did, so the audience lost interest in the pageant world.
But there's no question that the show has left an indelible mark on pageant culture and beyond.
When it started, these little girls had big hair, yes, but it was realistic. Like, they look like baby dolls. And like glitz pageantry now, it kind of looks like a drag show. You walk in and you find that little 4-year-old on stage dropping it like it's hot in her booty shorts and her Hooters outfit. That's not what pageantry has ever been to me. It's a lot different. Like, Toddlers and Tiaras morphed that.
I mean, it's kind of a voyeuristic child maltreatment circus, that I'm sure a lot of viewers are watching so they can feel personally like they're morally superior and they would never behave this way. So I think, yeah, as viewers, we're all culpable too. I mean, we're all part of this system.
I'm trying to walk away from the situation. Like 10 times I walk away from this, and 10 times one of those ass comes back. I'm like, don't you old bitches have something else to do?
Hadn't seen that in a while.
And despite the intense criticism, the moms look back proudly.
I'm still proud of what we did. I'm proud of Devin for holding it together, standing there, being painted on, and then still having the energy to run out on stage and do her thing. No, I will never regret that routine.
I know what kind of mom I am. I know what kind of person I am. And I just stopped defending and embraced it and said, this is what I did. This is why I did it. And that was that.
So Giovanna and Alessandra both still do pageants. Giovanna has a hair care line. She's very successful with that. She wants to be a dermatologist. Alessandra's very smart and already has a letter from Harvard. The mothers and fathers who do this with their kids absolutely love their children. They choose to love them differently, and that doesn't make it wrong. Maybe I'm way off base and y'all think I'm the worst mom in the whole world, but my kids think I'm pretty amazing. Just because you don't like it or don't understand it doesn't make it bad.
I am proud of the young lady that Everose has come. I'm proud of her confidence, and I'm proud that she always has kept a sweet heart, and I think she's a beautiful, wonderful young lady.
My mom and I would say we're still close. I'm dealing with stuff that happened to me when I was 7. It has a lasting impact, and you should definitely choose your words wisely when talking to a child.